Common sense, back again. Clint, what's going on?
I'm good, Jimmy. You all right?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Ren, what's going on?
I'm easy. I'm here. You know how it is.
That's all good. Special guest Jada, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you,
See how you get
sweetheart.
special. You see how you get that first?
No, you're an idiot.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
But anyway,
Gas me in that.
straight into it as we always do. Me and you had a mad heated debate about dysfunctional parents, but we didn't even have it on. We didn't even have it on WhatsApp. We were actually talking in person. We were talking about dysfunctional parents. So, what's mad is
Should I
that
lean back a bit because I'm scared it's gonna.
No.
Have you
It
got your
was
ting on
cool.
you? Did you not pat him down before he come in?
It was all good.
Wow.
But we spoke about
Literally.
dysfunctional parents, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were making some points, I was making some points, but I think I'm just gonna hit you with the question, and I wrote it down because I wanted to hear what everyone did say, what to say about it. Are too many broken people raising children in dysfunctional homes?
1000%. Yes.
What makes you say that?
Listen, everyone's got a problem.
Man said-
I think there's. It's almost like we're in an age where everyone can be criticised for everything, and sometimes you just have to be a little bit understanding. Yeah, our parents, they're just human beings, and at any age you can make mistakes. As adults, 40s, 50s, 60s, people are still capable of making mistakes. Okay,
Because there's no manual to being a parent. You trial and you error.
We
But
would
it's also
like them.
responsibility and accountability, which
on
sometimes
a
is
second.
very much
Sorry,
lacking.
Clint.
It's cool. It's cool. We would like them to have the most amount of wisdom and give us the best kind of advice and so on and so forth. But that's not reality. The reality is they've lived and they give us the best advice they can from what they've experienced if you have those loving parents around you. But they're not going to get it right 100% of the time. Some parents have got anger issues, but they're still human beings that just make mistakes. Like some people have
there's
arguments.
levels.
Factors.
Yeah,
It could be
that's
a
what it is.
biological factor.
Yeah,
When you
I just
say
think it's a strong
broken,
statement. Yeah.
You could have a baby.
Jada.
Right? You said you know about mental health. I could have a baby today, go 10 years growing up, that child fine. And then I have a breakdown. So now I'm broken. Now what? I'm a crap parent.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a broad
It's not fair,
statement.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
very, look at, she's like, shut up.
I think it's a bit
fam.
harsh.
You shut up
I think it's a bit harsh to use the term dysfunctional.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have to be doing something extremely kind of far left or
Outrageous.
far.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the
You need to
definition
label
of
them
dysfunction? There's-
dysfunctional. do you know what I'm
There's
saying? So
different
maybe we
levels
should
of
like-
dysfunctional.
But
So
some
what are we
people come
going
from
for?
dysfunctional households do bloody great. In fact, the most people that I know that have thrived in lives and bought their house at the age of 25 actually come from a really bad place.
Shout out to my older sister. I'm not gonna say her
Amen.
name. My older sister, she done that.
Is she single?
No, she
You're
ain't. Fuck off.
Go trying to book our family.
All right.
All
So
I
when,
know-
so when it comes to dysfunctional in actual dictionary means not operating normally or properly or unable to deal adequately with normal social relations.
Set by who? Standards set by who? When? How?
When
This
we
is
have, all right,
This
do you know
is
what? This is the
rubbish,
thing. Dysfunction. Listen, there are multiple
I
books
said
out
that.
there. There's multiple things that people read, and from when people are reading books from people like Jordan Belfort and how to be millionaires and that, there's no reason why you can't read a book to see how to be a fucking better parent.
Well, you got to
There's
understand
no
that it's
reason
an
at all.
outline.
No,
It's
no,
an
no, no,
outline
no,
onto
no,
how
no.
to
There's
be a
bare books.
parent.
And there's
Jimmy,
books-
you've
you know what it is? There's
misquoted
not
me.
just books from.
Jimmy,
Hold
you've
on, sorry,
misquoted me,
one
mate.
minute. No. I'm saying one part of what you were saying. So I think
Mate,
that
you
when
got it
comes
wrong.
to that, but
So it's
no,
points
hold
are
on,
going
hold
on because you said it wrong.
All right, so go again,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
Because I said
Yeah.
that, the
Go
parent
on.
thing with no book.
I didn't say there's no manual.
I said that, sorry. Just claim
Okay,
it.
sorry,
I
my
apologise.
mistake.
Yeah,
I
that's
said
the
that.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
What I said
No, go
was,
on.
cool.
shit then.
What I said was our parents, they will make mistakes, yeah?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're still human beings.
Yeah.
And we expect so much of them, but they might make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's just what happens.
Yeah.
That's what it is. To label them dysfunctional, whoever's parents, it would have to be something really kind of like out there
Yeah.
for them to be like, okay,
Oh, everyone's
you
always looking
come
for a
from
title. Oh my, you
dysfunctional
do
home.
this, you're this. You
Exactly.
do this, you're that. Oh my
Exactly,
gosh,
yeah.
according to all these signs, you're this.
Yeah,
Why are we
it's
just not
rubbish.
human beings?
And just crack
And
on.
you can have 7 children, treat them all the same, and 5 of them could come out a bit differently from the rest and go off. There's no strict manual as to how it goes. We just hope,
Yeah.
the best parents, I believe,
I
hope
think
and pray.
the angle we were trying to go for is dysfunctional in a sense if that
They're drug
upbringing,
addicts.
no, if
Yeah.
that
Something
upbringing
like this,
negatively
yeah.
affects
Yeah.
kind of the social well-being, the emotional well-being, and kind of the development of that young person. So I think that's the level of dysfunctional we were trying to look at it from.
Okay.
So what is the responsibility of that
Let me
parent
ask you a
there?
question. Hang on a
Or
second.
the
Hang
too
on,
many
hang on,
people
hang on.
doing.
I still don't get it.
I was
gonna
brought
hear
up
it.
by I spent a lot of the time being brought up by my nan. A lot of it, yeah.
Big up grandma.
Yeah, big up grandma. Yeah,
I
big
love,
up
we love
grandma.
our
Yeah.
grandmas.
I know, big smile when that
Lily,
comes
I
on.
was like, hey,
He's
I'm
thinking
gonna
about the
call her
Sunday
right
dinner,
now.
Sunday
I'll
dinner
take
and
it
that.
Come on, all of it. Yeah. So
Go
sharing that experience with you, I used to get my ass kicked when I was naughty. Yeah. I remember once. Yeah. Once I'll tell you one story. I had this old school fridge. Yeah. Now, if you put your anything too far to the back of the fridge, it'd freeze.
Okay, yeah.
So you had to keep your stuff near to the front of the opening of the fridge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was just the way it
I remember
worked.
that fridge.
Yeah. So we had.
I'm being serious with a
or
Ribena cup.
my nan had opened a can of green peas.
Okay.
And you can't leave anything open in the can. You can't leave in the can. So she
you gotta
poured it
pay
into
out.
a tub
Container.
or something.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, sorry.
Asked me to put it in the fridge. Oh, so sorry. I can't think of who put it in the fridge. I think.
But
it
you
was me,
pushed it
yeah,
back,
yeah,
basically.
Basically, yeah. It was at the back. I can't think of how it got there, but I pulled it out, yeah. And under my breath, I was like, "Oh, the fucking peas are frozen."
Someone's gonna have to pay for this shit.
Banged
Whoa,
in the
listen.
face.
That was the next thing I remember was this. I was like, "Oh, the peas was all over the kitchen." Yeah, is my nan dysfunctional?
Nah.
But that's
Hang
all
on a
she
minute.
knows.
Right. Hang
Yeah.
on. Right. So let's bring that time back then.
That's 999.
Let's bring that time to here.
Yeah.
Right.
My
yeah.
girl said it's
hang on.
999,
No,
you
but
know.
it is not. I've seen children say, if you do that, I'm
Let
calling
it
the
land,
social
man.
service.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
So, the kind of beatings I got when I was younger, just as one example, if a kid was to come out in the newspapers tomorrow, front page news, kid gets slapped across the face because he left, because he swore when he pulled frozen peas out the fridge.
I'll be looking at that headline like, you fucking dickhead. You should have left it
Right,
in the front of the
you
fridge.
lot are going to
prick.
call my nan dysfunctional.
Nah.
No, wait, no.
think-
Well, not
Real
even
talk.
that. Do you
Hang on a
know
minute,
what?
hang on a minute.
Further fetch.
Real talk.
Go on.
Further
But
fetch.
however, I have to accept when I was young, that's
This was
what
our
it
way.
was.
That was our way.
Yeah, and it's
Get
fine.
over it.
Now, if kids were saying,
Can
if I went to school on Monday, today,
You ain't going home. You ain't going straight into care. You ain't going home. Safeguarding issues. We have
Right.
safeguarding alert,
I
safeguarding issues.
Right, exactly.
I mean-
But on the
That's
flip
why I'm
side,
saying, like what I agree with you. There's too much of this. You do that, that's a label.
Pigeonhole.
You do that,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
label.
yeah.
Forget all that. Yeah, I said the wrong thing. I held a
wrong
lick.
time.
Carry on.
yeah.
That's it. Carry on. No one's dysfunctional.
Oi, listen.
That's normal.
But not even that.
Yeah.
Children
I
use
can't
that as
say.
an
So
excuse.
you can't class
Why
that,
did
know
you
what I'm
do
saying?
this? Well, when I was younger, my nan. Oh gosh, yeah. He's. It's okay that he behaves like this because he was abused.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone's always trying to find an excuse.
right.
I think
as
so
to
many
why
people.
we are the way we are.
So many people try to find excuses. We actually spoke about this recently.
Yeah.
So many people try to find excuses and not try to say,
Own who
this
they
is what
are.
happened.
Yeah.
Now I need to move forward and actually heal this part of me.
But
So
at
many
what
people are
point do
on
you
that.
consider the opposite narrative of the fact that, and I love nanas because nanas are
They're
amazing,
the best.
but
They're
at
the
what
best.
point did you consider that maybe communication wasn't her strong point? Because a lot of Caribbean people are like
genuine-
this.
no,
They
it's a
don't know.
genuine
question.
They
I like
don't
that.
know how to communicate. So
No
it's thing,
problem.
you did something
Spoke
wrong,
about
boom,
this
you're
with my
gonna hold a
mum the
lick.
other day, actually.
I didn't like what you did there,
Sorry,
boom,
mum.
you're gonna hold a lick.
I
I tell you
agree.
what,
Sorry,
yeah.
mum.
It
I
can
grew up
have
in-
a
I grew
profound
up in a
effect on a
mixed-
child. I agree.
I
Can I
grew up
answer
in a
that?
mixed house. I grew up in a mixed household, so
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
kind of the European element and the Caribbean element,
Ah.
and I saw kind of the
Bangers and mash and ackee and saltfish and that.
like for
Jerk.
me, I
Yeah.
find that it's an excuse. And I mean, if
Yeah.
you consider the impact that this has on children and young people in terms of mental health and how they see things,
Yeah.
as much as I understand that things are labeled or boom, 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 but we're in a society where these children and young people are genuinely taking these experiences and going into communities and perpetuating and creating violence.
I agree.
Because of the fact that they grew up in an environment where those kind of things were so normalized. It's like, oh, rah, you man's going to disrespect me in the playground. Boom, hold a lick.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
yeah,
normal.
Yeah, but that's
hang on,
okay.
hang
I
on,
don't mind
hang on,
that.
There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't mind.
Emotional.
Boom, hold a lick. I just don't know. Pow, hold a lick.
Yeah, but that's where it
What's wrong
grows
with
from.
fighting?
That is where it grows
No,
from.
I disagree with that.
That is where it grows from.
Let
I'll
me-
tell you
wait,
what,
wait,
hang on,
wait.
hang on a second.
Child
Yeah.
will behave differently after
on.
a smack like that. You know, I wasn't a smack child. I was quite, I don't know if to say
I
privileged.
can tell you where the
but my
smack child because you
parents-
just be talking and shit. And I'm joking. I'm fucking with you.
Well, I know.
Put your clothes away, girls. Put your clothes away.
No, but
Alright,
my
go on.
mum was, but she was also a teacher, so she read a lot of books in regards to, you know, development of a child.
So she took responsibility
But-
to know how to do better because a lot of times
But
parents.
she was never
but a lot
smacked,
of times,
though. No, but she was
exactly.
never smacked.
So
she only
she
read
didn't-
them books due
so
to
she
her
didn't
profession.
perpetuate
So
the
let
But
me
she
ask
still
you.
did a
She
shitty
learned.
job. But she still did a shitty job. Yes, Mum, I said it. Okay, but Christmas time I still want them Ugg boots. But that's what I'm trying to say. She didn't do the best job.
thought this was
In
going so
fact,
well and then you just-
I consider my mum to be highly dysfunctional. So I wasn't smacked. I was went to a private school. I've lived everywhere. I'm trilingual. All this down to my mum. Before I was 15, I went to about 20 countries. But yet she was still dysfunctional. It's not fair to
you're
say
doing
that
bare
you don't have
gunshots
mum.
right now. You know, I swear down.
Wait, hold on.
It's a good
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Wait, trilingual, you say?
Yeah.
We language you
No,
speak?
allow me, man.
No. What do you speak?
I speak English, Spanish, and Catalan.
Oh.
Hola,
Yeah, and I
baby.
understand. Yeah. All right, back to you. But yeah, so I think that's an unfair statement. I think because you were maybe, as you said, come up from a dysfunctional household.
me?
Is it? No, you said it. No, you said.
I didn't say I come up from a dysfunctional household.
No, I said I believe I come from a dysfunctional.
Yeah, but then
Jimmy
you've
said
still
that.
come out fairly balanced.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I 100% believe that.
it's not fair to say. Sorry.
Just going on from your point.
Yeah.
I think that you don't have to be come from a dysfunctional family and be dysfunctional as an adult.
No, I'm not
Not at all.
making that
I'm not saying
suggestion.
you are.
I'm not making that suggestion.
I'm not saying you
But
are.
as a general sense, in an average class of 30 students,
Yeah.
10 of them would have seen their parents separate, 8 of them would have experienced severe physical violence, sexual abuse, or neglect, and 7 would have been bullied.
Who's that from?
But I
this is
think, in fact, those statistics were a lot higher back in the day because we didn't have a voice to say that. Now we know as young girls that if someone touched you inappropriately, you've got avenues to go. We had childline, we had school, we had police. We all
but
knew.
then with that
but
being
at that
said-
age, do you know how many friends of my mum's where I know that they were?
With
in
that
fact,
being
one of them
said-
had a baby for her uncle.
The-
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to, even though you're spitting out statistics, you need to understand that we don't have none from then. So is it fair to say that this is high at the moment? When in the 40s...
You can only start from the point at which your baseline is given. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so let me give you a
Right,
let me give you
but
a
With
Start
that
getting
being
involved
said, but
in
with
that.
that being said,
So-
we do have more mechanisms now. But even then, 70% of those who are diagnosed too late, and I think it's around 75% of mental health conditions in young people become prevalent or apparent by the age of 25.
I
So let
think
me-
you
so
like
let me-
statistics too much because every
No,
black
no.
man that
Health.
walks into a mental health department and says that they suffer with something, automatically, actually 83%, correct me if I'm wrong, get diagnosed with schizophrenia. In fact, they're not. So you need to be careful of your statistics and how true they are, what basis.
Public health.
Exactly.
Or
Public health
You have to be
or
really
for
careful.
People saying that,
Yeah.
or for people classing them,
And
as
who's giving them out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right,
You
so
have to be
seeing
really
as how we got a lot of
smart.
statistics and seeing as I was saying a lot of things right
Clinical
now,
diagnostics come
she's
across.
coming.
Oh,
Seeing
sugar.
as I was saying that
Did you
right
keep
now,
pushing me?
I didn't push you.
I just wanted to
Not that
excuse,
big.
just
Not that
excuse.
big. I got something else that's big. But anyway, what would you? I have a question for everyone, right? What would you lot suggest? And this is something I want to hear individually from everyone.
Okay.
Obviously, you can interview because that's all we fucking do nowadays. What would you suggest that should be in place to help unqualified or ill-equipped parents
Oh my God.
from having
this is
kids?
Rude. I cut off at that point.
Can't do
That's
that.
rude.
Nah, there has to be
Who's
something.
ill-equipped?
Yeah, how,
Who's
Jimmy?
ill-equipped?
There can be people that, all right.
Who's ill-equipped?
Would you,
I mean,
consider,
I'm
would
not-
you consider a girl?
Katie Price shouldn't have kids.
Rah.
I'm gonna put that out there because she's a mess.
But she's an adult.
But at the same time, look
Do you
at
think
what-
that
And her
15-year-old
money
is?
is good.
Do you think?
Yeah,
that,
but her mental health is shot. So look
But
at
I
what she...
guarantee you, all her children come out fairly balanced.
Do you
Because
feel?
what, the first two, because of Peter Andre.
So do you feel like a young girl's like 15 having a
Well,
child is?
I'll be honest. I kicked down every statistic that was on me having a baby fairly young. In fact,
You went to
So-
private school though, so
yeah,
your
but
upbringing
for
was
a
different.
fraction of my life, I
Yeah, but
did.
your foundation was
However,
different.
But
One
I
minute, 'cause I
still
wanna
went
hear-
against statistics. And although I came from this beautiful life, there was still a high level dysfunctionalism, and I had to move out.
Yeah, but
at
you
fairly young
can't be
age.
a statistic
So I
when
still-
your
yeah, I am a
baseline
statistic,
starts
though.
up there, darling.
That's an unfair statement.
You can't be a
But I
baby.
see
You
where you get it
can't.
from.
I
You
think-
I
can't.
see where you get
Alright,
that from, but I
what-
still think
so-
it's an unfair statement.
Wait, 'cause we need to bring it back.
What's the statistic that you're
Like
talking
having a
about?
baby young,
young.
not having, the nuclear family.
So do you mind?
No, obviously,
saying,
because I haven't guess my age. Am I an idiot?
wow.
I'm not
She's
doing that.
21 in it. Obviously, her kid's 6, but behave.
Okay, so you had a child at 15. So your child's 6.
Well, I know, mum. I swear I didn't do it at that
Wow,
age.
jeez. Sorry, mum.
But
It is what it is.
yeah.
The game
so
is the game.
back to dysfunctional.
No, because I'm just saying. I think. Would you consider a 15-year-old girl to be very well equipped?
Absolutely not.
Right.
In what sense?
So
Absolutely not.
to having a
that's unfair to say, 'cause if you go somewhere
being
like
mental.
Africa where they do have children.
No,
Sorry.
no. For being
Sorry.
mentally able to deal with having a child, anyone can birth a child, just like anyone
Let me tell
can
you
can bring one out.
something, Yeah, I think that people need to be accountable. If you haven't got it to
Absolutely.
give yourself, then do not bring a child into
It is
this world.
unfair, and I
because
agree.
you were
you
putting them.
haven't what, sorry?
If you haven't got it to give yourself, then you can't bring
Got
a
you to
child
give
into this
yourself.
world.
I
In
don't
terms of
understand.
like emotional well-being, in terms of self-esteem, in terms of being
Loving
developed,
yourself,
in terms
money.
of loving. If you
Yeah,
haven't
I
got
get
that
it.
to give your kid, you are then bringing them into the world where they are already at a disadvantage.
But we
They're
already
at
know there's so many
adversarial
people.
position.
I
You are trusting
agree.
the state and the environment to then raise your kid because you cannot give them that function.
And there's so many, you already know, there's so many young girls or young women or even older women out there that are literally having kids purely
And
to
there's
get
also
benefits and
a
houses and
rise
stuff
of
like
that.
that.
single men. Oh, they're not going to get houses in this
Not
day and age.
anymore.
honey.
Not
I
anymore,
think
it's
that-
done now.
I think
Their
teenage
waiting list
pregnancy's
is
gone
high.
down.
It has.
Because,
all my
because there's so
Nationally, it
much.
has.
Because there's so much now that you have to do in order to get a place. Remember, back in the day, in the 90s,
Oh yeah, you bops that kid and then
simple.
like
You're
2
getting a
weeks
yard. You're
later,
getting a
you
yard
had
at
that
6
nice-
months. What? Mother and baby unit for 2
their
months,
little
and then you got
balcony and
2-bedroom
shit
flat.
and that. Yeah, it was nice.
11th floor and that of Chillingford House and that.
Trust
I
me.
don't know. Ask
So
me how I know that.
what's
by
this
the
got
way.
to do with our question?
I'm just saying that. I'm bringing it back to you.
Voila, no.
No, I'm bringing it back to you.
Yeah.
I like
A young girl in this day and age at
So
15,
down.
as
Yeah.
opposed to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When 20 years ago, if she was 15 and she was having a kid,
She was
the
getting a
state
yard,
is
she
sorting
was
her
getting
out.
benefits.
20 years
Yeah,
later, that's
I
not
am-
the case anymore.
What's the question?
Again,
Let
basically,
me
we
hit it
have
to you
gone
again.
off. We have gone
All right,
off.
no, I'm
He's
gonna give it to
right.
you.
He's
What
right.
would you suggest should be in place to help unqualified or ill-equipped parents from having kids?
Can I
What
ask?
is-
Mate,
I think instead of
You can't do anything unless you're gonna, unless you want to get a guy and a couple, a young couple that plans to have unprotected sex. You're gonna bring him into a room and go, "Are you not ready to have kids?" And then you go
No,
through a
I
list.
think
What
It
kind
ain't
of porn
happening.
director are you, bruv, in your spare
Yeah,
time?
it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Sorry, Jim. It's a ridiculous question that you can't actually apply that. It ain't gonna happen.
I think
So
It ain't
do you
gonna
not think
happen.
there's any sort
Hang on a
of
minute.
mistake?
How are you gonna sit down and go?
no, I think it's systematic support. I don't think it's a
Yeah,
sense
like,
of-
so-
it's after the fact, so
Yeah.
matter of fact. So once
Yeah,
they've
but
already
then things
decided they're
can still
gonna.
break down though. You can have a baby. I know people. We all know
Mate.
people that have been married and thought they had it together, and within a
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
it's all
it's-
broke down.
all-
What
it's
do you
all
do
gone to
about
shit.
them?
Marriage ain't
You
shit,
can't
okay?
just say
Don't get
from
married, don't
dysfunctional.
do
We
that.
can being dysfunctional, coming from a really unbalanced environment. It can happen at any time in your life. You could be a millionaire and be bankrupt the next day
exactly.
if you make the
Touche.
wrong decision.
Richard Blackwood.
can.
It happened.
Oh, for
Big up,
goodness
big up
sake!
Richard Blackwood, man. He's got his life together, and that's the, you know what? He's
And
even
he
a great-
came back
he's
You
even
know
a
what
great-
I learned from? Made you think
Sorry.
that he grew up with Naomi Campbell. They were
Yeah,
like
that's his
siblings, half
stepsister,
siblings.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Is
didn't
that
realise
cousin
that
or
shit.
step?
No,
I don't know.
stepsister
I'm
and brother,
sorry,
yeah.
That was
my
lit.
mistake.
So lit.
But
Mate,
that's
you got to
great,
rate the
but
guy
that's-
for coming out of that.
Exactly.
Being able
Did you
to-
not
to-
know?
No, I'm saying the only reason we know is because he shared that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Years
So you got to
ago,
rate
yeah,
someone that's got
yeah.
the
We did
character
touch on
to
not
be able
having
to
credit.
say that and then
But
talk
Sir
about how
Alan
he's
got
gotten
back
over
with
it, you know what I'm
bankrupt
saying?
4 times.
Yeah, that's
Who?
it.
Sir Alan, he was bankrupt
Oh,
4
wait a minute,
times.
Alan Sugar. Yeah, let me see.
Just like Donald Trump. But anyway, we're gonna go.
Fuck Trump.
we're gonna touch on some more stuff, but common sense, as is usually the case. Clint, Remy, myself, Jimmy.
Jada, thank you for having me,
Thank
guys.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clint, for being
guys.
nice to me in the end.
Wow, they're trying to move up and that. We're wrapping up.